Hi there, Plant Girl here. So I thought I'd just bring you into my plant room for a quick little visit and a little look-see. I've been gathering supplies up to get ready for my indoor gardening season. Because if you're new to my channel, I'm in Saskatchewan, Canada, which is zone 3, which means that I get down to -35 and even colder sometimes in the winter. So I have a lot of months normally from about October until about May, middle to end of May, I can't really be gardening and growing things outside. So I do a lot of my seed starting indoors. I take cuttings in the fall. I'm growing things year round, and I just need to always be able to have my hands in the soil to scratch that gardening itch. And this is the room I do it in. So I've been, like I said, gathering up supplies to help with my growing indoors, and also for saving things like my tender summer bulbs that are going to need to come in and be stored properly inside. So normally, if you've seen some of my videos on storing my tender bulbs, I normally like to use I'll use like a cardboard box or even a rubber tote. And peat moss and vermiculite are my preferred mediums to store my bulbs in. Last year I couldn't get my hands on vermiculite or peat moss when I needed it, and I wound up buying a big bag of cedar wood chips. It's something that's recommended to use, but I found for me in my space it just did not work well, and I lost a lot of bulbs last year. So I have been actually all summer since the spring, when I started seeing vermiculite for sale, I was ordering and picking up bags of it so that I would have it on hand when I needed it this fall. I've been like hoarding vermiculite. I really like using it the best for my bulbs. I find it less messy to work with, and I find it works well for holding just the right amount of moisture that I need for my bulbs. And then also along with those bulbs, I don't really love using the plastic totes, partly because sometimes I'm emptying them out of whatever I'm normally storing in there over the summer, or trying to, just dig them up, scrounge them up from somewhere to use them. And then I'm filling them up with all this dirt, and then I have to clean them out again in the spring to put back whatever was supposed to be in there in the first place. Or if I'm using cardboard boxes, I'm trying to, again, scrounge around to find them. And then cardboard boxes tend to not be sealed real well, so my peat moss or my vermiculite, or in the case of last year, my wood shavings, are all falling out the cracks of the boxes, and it gets messy. And I just always have this assortment of different sized containers and vessels that I'm trying to store these in and get them tucked away into my little cold space. And then, you need to be pulling them out about once a month and having a peek at the bulbs, and it just gets to be a real bit of a mess. So I'm trying something new this year just to try and alleviate some of that. So what I did is I picked up some of these this is a container that collapses. So I picked up 5 of these. They came in a pack of 5, and they open up really easy, and then they easily collapse back down to store again when I don't need them. But obviously they have holes all over them, so they're not going to hold the storage medium in. So then I picked up a pack of just flour sack towels. Just the only reason I picked this type of towel is because it doesn't hold a lot of moisture. They're very thin, and they're cheap, and they're easy to find anywhere. So then I plan to just put the towel into the container like this, and I can fill this with my vermiculite and my summer flowering bulbs that need to be stored in that manner. I can easily come and check on them and feel around the sides and things and see how damp or dry the medium is throughout the winter. And then they're still should be hopefully neatly contained. And then all of these containers stack and nest together. So I should be able to stick them somewhere out of the way. and have them just kind of a little bit better organized and easier to pull in and out when I need, because I store them in like a little space under the stairs that stays quite cool but not freezing. And so I need to be able to get down, and it's just like a little half door in there in the dark, dragging these things in and out. So I'm really hoping that this will work better. I'm not sure this is going to hold all of my summer flowering bulbs with the 5 of these, but I'm gonna see where I get with these, and then I may put some in other containers, and I'll know how well it works and if it's worth buying a few more for next year. But these little baskets were handy though. I used those to help move my son, just to throw some little things in when we moved him off to university this year, and then just collapse them back down, and it worked really well for that. So I've got my vermiculite and my towels and my baskets, and I'm ready to do my summer flowering bulbs. Another thing I've been busy doing is buying seeds. I've picked up some different varieties of things from Heritage Harvest Seeds, the new company. I've never ordered from them. They're not a new company, they're new to me. I've never ordered from them before, but I wanted to give them a shot. They have some really interesting varieties on their website. And then VeseysSeeds, I do most of my ordering every year from Veseys. And I got my corn. I was all out of my corn, and I want to make sure I could get that, and just a few other things. I just wanted to make sure that I could get my hands on. And these are seeds that are good to have. They're going to last for a long time, so I can order them early. And then I also ordered, and I already have them put away, some native perennial flower seeds. So I'm going to actually be planting a lot of these this fall outside, so that they can overwinter outside, get their cold stratification, and hopefully come up in place in the spring, as long as I don't forget where I put them. So those are from Blazing Star Seed Company. So that's where those are from. When I was ordering from VeseysSeeds, I also decided to try one of these seedling trays. So this tray here, you can plant, I think it's 20 different rows in here, and you could plant like a whole bunch of one variety of seed. And then as they germinate, you can prick them out into larger seed trays. And then you know that you have all germinated seed going into your large trays where you filled them with soil and they're taking up space on your grow shelf. So I thought this might be a really good space saver for me. You know, sometimes you fill up a whole, like say a 20 pack of seed tray of soil and everything. That's a lot of like potting mix, vermiculite, whatever you're using to fill that up with. And then if you have poor germination with those seeds, then you have that whole tray and you're left deciding what to do with all those empty spots. Do you just leave it like that? Do you try and fill in with other types of seeds? You know, it's just, sometimes it can be a hassle and a lot of space and wasted potting medium. So I thought I'd give this a try and see if this method is for me. Seems like it makes a lot of sense to go this way, and then you could even just do 1 or 2 rows, or you could have different varieties in every single row, or whatever you want, but you could start many seeds in one of these little spots, because you're just going to keep them here basically till they've germinated, and then you're just going to prick them out into another tray. And then when I bought that, I also decided to try this is a tray with a capillary mat in it. So it came with the tray and the mat, and so it just holds water in the tray, and then the mat goes on top, and it will wick the water out of the tray and up. You put your tray of seedlings on top, and that'll help to keep your tray of seedlings watered without them sitting in water. So I just wanted to try that. I've always just you know, had a tray of water that my seedlings are sitting in, and that can then lead to a lot of humidity and moisture in the room. And so I just was curious to try one of these and just see how my plants grew with it, and if it's an investment that I want to be making for more of my seed trays. Talking about watering and growing my seedlings, I've also picked up Mosquito Dunks. If you've watched some of my other videos, you maybe know that I really think that this is BTI, which is Bacillus thuringiensis israeliensis. And so this strain of Bacillus thuringiensis, it controls mosquitoes, and that's what it's generally used for in rain barrels. You would drop one of these into your rain barrel, and it would take care of the mosquito larvae, but it also works on fungus gnat larvae. So when I have lots of seedlings growing in that, I like to take these and I just keep a big bucket of water with one of these in it. And then when I fill my watering cans out of that bucket, it's already inoculated with the BTI, and I can water my seedlings with it, and it helps to keep down the fungus gnat issue. So I've just ordered these through Amazon. They seem to work just as well as any of the others that I've tried, that I've ordered locally or purchased locally before. So anything that I've ordered on Amazon, I'll put a link down in the description below. And then the other thing I've ordered on Amazon is more grow lights. So I've picked up, this box contains 6 4-foot grow lights, and they're all linkable, little switches, and they're LED. And I just would like to kind of reconfigure. I do have a shelf, 5 shelving units set up with grow lights already, but I would like to change out some of my grow lights. I'm not super happy with some of them. Some of them are older and they have really big units that hold the lights on them, so it's harder to get seed trays in and out under them. And some of them are just getting a little bit more worn out. So I just wanted to kind of change out some of my lights. These were a really good deal. I will put a link down below, and hopefully you can still get that good price on them, because it really was a good price for these, and they came with really good reviews. So I'm not sure if this is the same brand. I did order a very similar looking light last year from Amazon, but I don't think this is the same brand. But some of these things are resold through other sellers, and I have had a peek in this box already, and it looks to be the exact same light as the one I ordered last year that worked quite well. So I'm going to open this up and just probably put one together, and I want to plug them all in, just make sure they're all working. But I thought maybe you'd like to see one put together, so I'll do that real quick so you can have a look. But mostly I just want to kind of show you what I've been collecting up and getting ready for my indoor gardening season. I've also been picking up, when I can find them on sale, bags of potting mix. I still need to see if I can find some just peat moss. Works well for starting seedlings. But I also like to have some potting mix that doesn't have fertilizer in it for when I'm starting my seedlings. So I've also, picked up a bag here or there when I can find them inexpensively, because when you're starting seedlings, you don't want anything that has fertilizer in it already. It can burn them. But let's get this light open and check them out. So here's everything dumped out of the package. It comes with 3 cords, and they have the little toggle switch on and off. And these will just plug into 1 light unit each. But then they have a whole bunch of jumper cables. So I'm not even sure how many are in here. So there's 5 jumper cables, so you can connect these lights all together. So, I mean, really, you're probably not even going to need all 3 of these main power cords. And these have the same kind of connection as that light that I bought earlier this year, so they should be able to tie in with that as well, I believe. And then there's a whole bunch of these little clips. These will hook on the top of the light, and you can use them to hang it. So they're just all hooked on cardboard right now. So this is 2 right here. So that's just for hanging. or if you wanted to screw them into a shelving unit or something, it also comes with clips for doing that as well. And it also has, there's these little, they come with these little, these are jumpers as well. So you can connect two lights right close together like this without having a big bulky string like this. You could have, if you wanted to put them end to end, then you could just use one of these little connectors. So that won't work for me for my setup, but if you had a larger space and wanted to connect them end to end, these would be really handy to take up less space, have less dangling cords around. And then they also have little plugs that you can plug the electrical end of any of them with. So all these little screws and drywall plugs and hangers and things in there. There's another set of those. Then it comes with, I don't know how many zip ties. It would have been nice to have these kind of packaged or zip tied together or something. But they're just everywhere. But they supply with quite a few, so if you wanted to use the brackets like this, you could. I'll probably use the zip ties to attach these brackets to my shelving unit. Some instructions, a little card, thank you card, some packaging, and then there's also double-sided sticky square things. So I guess if you wanted to just use these adhesive squares to just hook them right to the ceiling or the wall or whatever, you could do that as well. These are reflectors for the lights, so let's see if I can get a light out. So there's one of the lights. The lights are angled to the side, so these are a little bit different than the ones that I ordered last year. So that's interesting. I wonder how that will affect the plants at all, or if it will. So now I have to figure out how the reflectors go on. So there's just a little slot right there, and there's a piece just hooks in that slot. If I can get it to hook in, maybe. That. Oh, there. So I just had it at the wrong angle, I think. Yeah. Once you get it started, it just slides in. Hopefully you can see that. There's that little slot, and you just have to get the right angle going. And that's the light put together. So let's try and plug one of these in. Oh, it's already plugged on. So you can see that light, hopefully you can see. So it looks like there'll be a good bright light, and see, the spread is pretty good. Should be able to get, not sure exactly what the camera is seeing, but here's kind of your standard cell tray. So you put it just a few inches above, you hit the whole tray, and you go up. I think those would be great. A little bit warmish, but not hot at all at this point. These look like they're going to be pretty good lights to me. They were easy to set up. They have all the attachments for hooking them up. And these actually clip pretty easily, whereas some other brands that I've had, these clips can be really hard to get on and off. These look like they'll work really well, especially once I get the cardboard out of them. So it seems like they come with everything you need. A couple different kinds of adapters. Looks like good bright light. I'm not really an expert when it comes to the lumens and all that stuff. The red light, the blue light. I mean, these are full spectrum, so they contain all the colors. The red light and the blue light each have their specialized things that they're for, but I'm not looking to get that specialized in what I'm growing. I just want good, bright, high intensity lights that are going to keep my plants healthy and grow my seedlings strong. And I have picked up a lot of different brands of lights, and I've picked up LEDs and I've picked up fluorescents, and they all work pretty well. So I want to really move to the LED. It takes a lot less power to run these. They last a lot longer, though my fluorescents have lasted a very long time too. So I'm just really hoping for, if I could pick them up this inexpensively, that they're a good quality light that's going to work well. But so far they look like a decent light that comes with all the things I need. And I don't see why, from the amount of light coming off of them, that they shouldn't be able to grow some good seedlings. So I'll be putting them to the test this winter, and I'll report back to you. But they were really easy to put together once you just realize how much of an angle you need for this little shield thing. I was just holding them out way too far. And they all turn on and work properly, so I'm happy with those. So hopefully you enjoyed kind of having a look at some of the things I've been collecting up to get ready for my indoor gardening season. And maybe it motivated you to start looking around and doing some shopping yourself, or maybe you've already been out doing shopping yourself. But just thought I'd share this with you, and hopefully you found it interesting. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.